Well, today I decided to talk about suffering. Because it seems like to be a permanent companion to us as human beings, that we are suffering. And the question is why? And the other question is how we get out of it, you know. It should be interesting for everybody. I mean, everybody experience suffering, including myself. But then, if you know what it is, then you usually search to get liberated from it, because nobody wants to suffer, you know, nobody. And in general, if you know who you are, then you see that suffering is, after all, a phenomenon. So it's not real, you know. It's nothing but just permanent, present. It's a temporary appearance, which comes and goes, you know. Depends how our life goes, you know. Sometimes we suffer because we urge something, we want something very badly, and then when we get it, we have it, and then we enjoy it, yes? Maybe for a few days, maybe for a few hours, maybe for weeks, depends. But sooner or later we lose interest, you know, and our mind is pointing us to another direction and say, hey, maybe there is something more interesting, more precious, which makes you happy, you know, which makes you happy, and then you start looking for it, you know. It's always, your mind is always going there and always pointing you there, and in that moment you already start to suffering, you know. You start suffering already because you know, shit, maybe I should go there, you know. Maybe this is the most important thing I can reach in my life. Then I will be happy. This is what happened to me also. Many times. And for me, the suffering, after all, for me it was always a part of life. You know, you have to go reach your goal, but to reach the goal you have to suffer in some way. You have to make compromises, you have to disappoint people, you have to fail. All those things come, you know, when you want to reach a goal on the personal level. And we're talking about the personal level right now. But we want to look for the solution. This is what interests me. I know the problem, what is the solution, you know? So, and the solution for the mind is always find another thing which you can aim for, which maybe will make you happy. And it goes in different ways. Some look for a relationship, some people look for financial success. If you're sick, you look for health, of course. And everybody's looking for something which is just you know, natural, coming out of the person, because the person has to do it, because the person has no other choice, because we are limited in our body shape and everything which our body brings with that shape and the physical things, you know. But our limitation is only there if we reduce ourselves only to our body, you know. And what I find out is if I let go, you know, if I just don't get entangled anymore in the play of thought, you know, all this thinking all the time and finding out what is good and what is bad and what you have to do and what you did wrong in your life and what the future may bring. All the thoughts, 50 years I got on with that thinking, you know, and try to find freedom. No. But the first time I don't know, I mean, if I talk about my life, you know, maybe this you feel something when we talk that reaches you, you know, on a different level, you know, not necessarily until now we are pretty much on the personal level, I mean the communication level, but what I'm interested in is to go further, you know, go further out of this physical limitation which we human beings have, if we only focus on our body. And let's say so, if we are only our body, why can I talk about it, what I see? Something has to be there who watch my body and my thoughts and all my behavior and all my past, you know, and watch all this, what I think and what I want to do. And it must be something greater than I am, because it looks from the outside and watches me and starts in some way, it's like it's sucking into me, you know, because when you touch that realm here around you, then it's hard to get rid of it again, because you know there is something, and then there is some natural curiosity, you know, something which brings you deeper in that what you really are. That's at least my experience. And when I first experienced it, it was like a shower of happiness, who you know, flow into me, and I realized that all the suffering which I had was not necessary, because I really get caught in the illusion, you know. I get caught in the illusion. And is there something like you can compare it? I mean, this is like a bigger seeing, You're seeing everything in a bigger context, you know. You're seeing everything in a panoramic view. Everything is lightening up. It's like lighting up, you know. And you see that you are caught in your thoughts, and that you are caught in your projections, and then you're caught in your life experience, in your pains, which are somewhere hidden in your body, and you don't even know that they exist, because you made so much around it, because you don't want to look at them again, because it hurts so much, you know. It hurts so much, and you have on the physical body, you have no strength to go through that again, because that means that you have to face death, and you don't want to face death because you have not overcome it yet. And this is actually, if there is a job in life to do, you know, a task to fulfill, then is it, as human being, to overcome death and to realize that we are eternal, because we're part of that what eternal is. And if you realize that, then your life becoming more constant happiness. It's not like, maybe not like the big up and downs, but it is a constant peace who is with you. Also, the peace is there all the day, all the time, and whatever comes, it goes. You know, this is the good thing. Whatever comes, it goes, because everything which we suffer from is actually the duality we're living in. You know, but duality is like It's not constant. It's coming and going. It's coming and going. And everything which we can, in our vision, which we can see, can feel, can smell, everything which is around us, which is in some way, let's say, attached to form, you know, even very subtle form. Yeah. And everything which is form is I don't know the word in English right now, but it has to die. It has to die. It has to come and it has to go. And this is our projection, what we are, and that's why we suffer. But even this can be seen, you know, and when I get suspicious, you know, when I get suspicious about all that is when I see it, then automatically something in me tells me there must be something what can see it, you know. And this urge for the seer, is that what it's a different way of looking, you know. It's a different way of looking. You're looking not necessarily with your eyes. And then you're starting to look out of silence and out of peace. And you see all the phenomena coming and going. And you're not getting entangled with them because you are like a watchman, you know. You're very passive. You're passive and you see, but you can see anything which happened, you know, and in some ways enjoyable, you know. But even there is no enjoyable. This is like witnessing. It's like witnessing. And the strange thing is that words cannot describe it. You know, this is the most complicated thing on the whole, because you cannot really point a word to it. You know, some people call it the absolute, the nothingness. Some people call it God. There is no definition. It's just being. You know. And if you try to catch it with your mind, it's hard, you know, because the mind always will have an argument, you know. We'll call it boring or some spiritual, but you know, there's always something the mind has to say. I have no time for that, you know. You know, you get so much disturbance the whole day in your life, things going on, you know. And everything which disturbs you, you know, in some way, always try to pull you back into this duality system, you know, where you have to think about what is good and bad, left, right, straight, forward, and so on, which is normal. You have to do, but it gives you if you know who you really are, your life is different. Your life is different. It's more peaceful. It's much more peaceful. And then when you experience that, then you know where to look for. To know where, and you know where not to look for. because you cannot, I mean, you cannot look for it, you know, because it's already here. It is already here. Actually, the easiest way is the complete surrender to it. Complete surrender to it. Yeah. Well, yeah, back to Earth.